Hello. Welcome to My Thoughts, a special edition of the Joyvilla Show podcast. And I'll probably be doing podcasts like this periodically, just intimately, where I talk to you about a subject and we deal with what it is. And it's not live like my live show, but it is raw and real. Because there's certain things that need to be said that I can't always say in the moment, but that I believe and that I know must be addressed. So there's one thing that I just got. I got an email from one of my Joy Tribe, and the email was from a man who said he didn't realize what the big deal was about being out and pro-Trump as an artist. What's the big deal? Why do people send you death threats? Why is it something that you feel is part of your identity, right? And what's the big deal? So, maybe you are listening to this, you're viewing this, and you're out there in the audience thinking, yeah, I feel the same way. Or maybe you are rolling your eyes because you know the dedication and the fight it takes, especially now, right? We are in 2021. This is the Biden era. The Biden Chronicles. The Chronicles of Biden, like the Chronicles of Riddick. Oh, Lord. Except that we don't have a superhero in the White House. We have a supervillain, Kamala Harris. So, to answer this gentleman's question, and I'm going to dive in. These are going to be free-flowing thoughts. So go ahead and grab a cup of tea or some water or some vegan cake like I just had a bite of. My Valentine's cake from my Valentine's sweetheart. And let's dive in. It's going to be fun. It's going to be free-flowing. And you may disagree with me. There may be some things that make you upset to hear. But that's okay. If I trigger you... I trigger you to think, right? To explore, to delve in a conversation with someone else who thinks differently than you, then I've done my job. Honestly. I have done my mother trucking job. So the big deal is not that I'm an artist and that I'm a Trump supporter and that should be something that is like, oh, you should, I don't know, find it appalling or wild or anything like that. I don't think it's that weird because I supported the President of the United States. I don't find that to be weird at all. That I'm a conservative and I'm Black and I'm Latina, I'm a woman. I wrote the book on it, Kick-Ass Conservative. I don't find anything wrong with that. But there are people out there that do. Look what happened to Gina Carano. Gina Carano is an incredible actress, former MMA fighter turned actress. She's been in a dozen movies with The Rock, other things. I mean, you check her IMDb and the list goes on. Really exemplary projects, action films. Like she's kick butt and has been for years. She most recently could be seen as the face of and starring as a major character. I haven't seen the show, even though I'm a Star Wars fan, I am. We'll get to that. On a show on Disney Plus, Disney's streaming service that they launched not too long ago. And she played a major character, a kick-butt character, face on the posters, all kinds of things. On The Mandalorian, Disney series. So Gina is a conservative, all right? She's a conservative. She's an unabashed Trump supporter. And you can see by her tweets, she had said some things. She had criticized mask mandates and advocated for freedom. Nothing crazy for Republican. Nothing crazy for a person of common sense. Honestly, I don't feel like it's Democrat versus Republican because I'm not attached to Republicanism or being a Republican. Like I say in Kick-Ass Conservative, right? I'm a Trumplican. But it's not even about the man. It's not even about the name. It's about the movement. It's common sense versus idiocy. That's really what we're dealing with right now. We're not dealing with left versus right. We're dealing with common sense versus idiocracy. Remember that film? Idiocracy. It's absolute insanity. Cancel culture is at its height. I don't know if it can peak any higher. It's got to come down. These little whiny snowflakes are going to have their bubble burst soon. And anyone who is, a self-proposed friend of humanity who can then shout and whine to take down someone like Candace Owens and call her a black white supremacist, the same as they do to me, simply because she's saying something that you disagree with. Anyone who would take down someone for saying something that is not deregular for your color, your race, your ethnicity, the country you come from, your age, your occupation, they are the ones who are xenophobic. Your sexuality. They're the ones who are homophobic. They're the ones who are racist. Because if you have to call out the way I look and it does not compute with the way I speak, that's your problem. That sounds like a you problem. So back to Gina. You might have seen the story that trended, and she wrote on her Twitter something about how, back in the day, during the Holocaust, the Nazis didn't even beat people up. It started with the hatred, because at first they pitted relative against relative, neighbor against neighbor. So her tweet and I'm paraphrasing it, but a much better paraphrase than you will see online. It was actually an Instagram, I think Instagram Live, or not live, but a post. It said that, it started with a hate neighbor against neighbor. And we know that the Nazis' propaganda, the hatred, their disgusting hatred against their own people, Jewish, Germans, Jews who were citizens, just like they were, made to be evil. It's disgusting. And she says, she didn't say that, I said that, but she said that, it started neighbor versus neighbor. That's where the hate began. And they hated each other, and they ended up, being violent against one another. How is that any different than today's political climate? She didn't say Republicans are Jews in the Holocaust. She didn't say, anything like that. She literally called out a fact, which I, and many of my listeners probably on this program would agree with, that many of my friends would agree with, left or right, that today's political climate is filled with hate. Hatred. I hate you because you voted differently than me. I see it on left and right. I was an independent long before. I was raised conservative and then independent by choice, and was very left-leaning independent towards the end, until my bubble burst and Trump came on the scene, and I realized he's saying a lot of things I believe in. He sounds like my dad. He's being very truthful. I actually agree with the man. So then I had to make some hard decisions, right? And become the woman you see today. And I'm proud of that. And the thing is, if we don't protect the right to speak up and have difference of opinions, it becomes a dissension into hate. Hatred for somebody who thinks differently than you. How is that different than hatred for somebody who was born a different race? How is that different than any other hatred, any other ism that is bad, that we fight against for humanity, for equality, which I believe in? But you can't defend that and say it's okay to call somebody a Nazi, a white supremacist, because they don't think the same way that you do. No, it's not. It's not okay to call somebody a coon because they're black and they support the president of the United States, Donald J. Trump. Or they oppose things that you think are right. Right? We live in this echo chamber of cancel culture where we just want to cancel everyone left, right, and center. So Gina got fired. Disney fired her for this tweet. And I wish Joe Rogan would have her on. I hope to God that Joe Rogan has all the people on. Joe Rogan needs to have me on. Please write Joy Tribe to Joe Rogan and tell him he needs to have me on. I would love to do a show in a split heartbeat. And he's not a conservative, but he's left-leaning on some issues. I disagree with him on many others, I'm not pro pot, and I'm not, a lot of the other stuff. But I also like him and think that he's really cool and an outsider in many ways. And he's built a very lucrative and successful job being a host of a show that is massive. The most watched podcast on the planet, I'm sure. So he should have Gina on, I think, as he had Alex Jones on. But Gina got fired by Disney Plus because the mob came after her. And this is a woman who made the series great. I haven't seen the series, but if you have, I'd love to know. Are you upset about this? Did you know about this? I mean, there are people out there who are like, good riddance, she's a racist. Did you read the tweet, or did you read what other people said about the tweet? The post. This is the problem. The ignorance is astounding. Idiocracy. People have no idea what truth is because they wouldn't know if it hit them upside their head, if it walked down the halls of their local church. They would have no clue because they are so tied up in their own idea of what they want the truth to be. It's not just Gen Z. It's not just millennials. It's not just boomers. It's everybody out there has a little bit of prejudice in their heart. And we all, I had prejudice too. I have prejudices. I have judgments. Yeah, especially in high school. Are you kidding me? The popular kids, they would never let me have, or, the Kirby's, all these different groups and people. Imagine if we canceled kids because they were a popular kid and we said, you have white privilege. I mean, that's what's happening now in universities, and I'm not saying anyone should be bullied or there is privilege. Guess what? If you're born in America, you have privilege. You have privilege over a third world country. If you have parents, 2-parent household, you have privilege. You're privileged in that. But that doesn't mean you should apologize for it. What happened to us wanting our kids to be successful? Wanting our kids to be privileged? I hope to become a billionaire one day soon. I will. I want to pass that money on to my children. I want them to be freaking privileged. I want them to work as well. I want them to have a healthy relationship. You don't think Elon Musk's baby, Zenzar Zorario, whatever his name is, cutie, you don't think they want their baby to have privilege? Of course. That was the idea. That's why we want equality. We want rich blacks as much as we want rich whites. That does not mean something changed down the line. That means take down the rich whites and in some cases the rich blacks. Now it's if you're white and you're rich, you're evil. Am I the only one who sees this? This takedown culture is disgusting. It's making it like it's evil to be wealthy. It's evil to be successful. It's evil to be beautiful because you have that and someone else doesn't. That used to be called success. That used to be called ideals. Hey, yes, there are certain people who are born with privileges. You have 2 eyes. How dare you? How dare you have double eye privilege? Oh my God, do you have 2 legs? That's privileged. You can't be privileged. And other people are born literally without any legs. So you're disgusting for having 2 legs. Yeah, you need to just chop off a leg so somebody else can maybe feel better about themselves. Okay, thank you. Love ya. Mwah. What? That's what we have. Only the mob takes over. So the mob took over Gina's online presence and just was fire Gina Carano. All of this nastiness was trending. And sure enough, wimpy ass mother trucking Disney Plus. Disney. Evil corporation now, I see. Wimpy. BS corporation. Disney, I can't believe you did this. Fired her. They were gunning for her because she's an out-Trump supporter. She's powerful. She's outspoken. What happened to freedom of speech? If she had said something truly nasty and disgusting, or even a little bit, I would have been yeah, girl, you brought that on yourself. But no. This is what we have. destroy them all. Trump supporters, conservatives, white people, rich people, eat the rich. It's not a cry for freedom. It's not a cry against hypocrisy or against disillusionment or idiocy or lack of education. That would be, I'd join that fight. It is a cry against people being successful and thinking differently. The jealousy. They are jealous of us, to be honest. I put myself in that category because I feel the pain. I reached out to Karina and I talked to her and I said, girl, you're a warrior. And she knows that. She follows me on Twitter. We follow each other. And she knows she's a warrior. She knows she's a badass. But, the character was Cara Dune. I'm sorry, Gina. I said Karina because I was thinking of her character. I reached out to Gina Carano. I put her name together. I was like, I know I'm not saying it right. I'm so sorry. Gina, excuse me. I actually do know her. But I was thinking of her character name, Cara Dune. So, fictional character in the Star Wars franchise, The Mandalorian. So I wonder if they they must have killed off the character. 2 seasons by actress and former mixed martial artist Gina Carano. The character is a former rebel shock trooper who became a mercenary after the Galactic Civil War. Damn, girl, love it. And is later employed as a marshal of the New Republic, a highly trained and battle-hardened Special Forces warrior. Cara is skilled in the use of weaponry, or Kara, hand-to-hand combat and battle tactics. She's a loner who is having trouble readjusting to society following her career as a soldier. Oh my gosh, what a badass. Well, Gina, she was she's been described as a feminist role model, unique among the Star Wars franchise's female characters due to her physicality in combat. She's actually buff. She's actually a real fighter. And this is my problem that I always take to with all of these. She's a badass warrior character, and then they're just skinny and not fit. And they're just like, they're either oversexed or just like, tomboy, but like that's not badass enough with the little midriff. And they're like, yeah, I'm going to fight. I mean, you can't even lift a bottle of water. You don't look like you could lift a sword. I want to see buff females. Let's normalize buff bodies. That's my personal thing. So I love that she's actually buff. She's actually in shape. So they actually said in February 2021, following a series of controversial posts by Carano on social media, Lucasfilm, I used to be such a fan of Star Wars. I'm still a fan of Star Wars. They disappointed me and the fans. Announced that she would not return as Cara for The Mandalorian's 3rd season and that the character will not be recast. Crazy. Culturally, she's been reviewed positively. They love her. I have so many people who are rooting for this strong female character, she said. Olivia Lucchini of Pop Sugar called her a character worthy of riotous applause and a feminist role model, calling her unique even among the Star Wars franchise. Isn't this crazy? She's a role model. They love her, a little rugged and audacious. She's a breath of fresh air. They were kissing her booty because she did a great job. She's a great actress and performer. For those who haven't been able to see themselves in the Star Wars universe quite yet, oh, they loved her. They loved her. The great platonic chemistry between her and the Mandalorian. Variety writer Will Thorne praised Cara Dune, complimenting her combat skills and debonair charm, compared her to the Marvel Comics character Gamora, as performed by Zoe Saldana in the Guardians of the Galaxy film. Oh, Vanity Fair prime showcase for Carano. Oh my God, the legitimate physical presence to the role. I mean, so many things. He called her a great character, said he wishes she was featured even more prominently in the series. She ranked 4th on a Screen Rant list of the most interesting characters from the 1st season of The Mandalorian, 5th on a separate list of the 10 best characters from the show, and her costume was ranked 3rd on the list of the 10 best costumes in the 1st season. She's incredible. Some fans have even gotten the Rebel Alliance tattoo that the character has under her eye. So even some Star Wars fans were critical because they said it was wokeness. So she even got it from the people who were critical of forced diversity. Isn't that interesting? I mean, this woman took it for the team. Gina is such a warrior. It saddens me to see a strong female character with the physicality who is well praised can't be a strong female character in real life. Isn't that sad? Isn't that the truth, though? She got canceled for being an actual, real, strong female character, for having character. Praised as a feminist icon, to stifled when she speaks her mind, like a feminist icon should. I hate the feminist movement, by the way, but I love femininity. I love first wave feminism. You know, we're not property of our husbands. We should vote. Yeah, I hate what it has become, because the same feminists, probably in the same breath that they drew, she's amazing. Look, I love her. Look at her. She's buff and she's strong. And oh my God, she's amazing. Oh, yes, queen. Yes. Second breath, same breath. Cancel her. She's a racist. She has privilege. Wait a second. Is Gina white? Oh no, cancel her. I forgot. She's racist. Wait, you just said she was a feminist icon. Yeah, but I found out she's a Trump supporter. I can't have that in my universe. Star Wars has to be Trump free. Disney and Lucasfilm, feel me, right? Like, Biden 2028. I hate these people. I mean, I got love for all God's children, but these people are just destroying everything. People like that, like the character I was just portraying. So, listen, I've got the death threats, I've got the hate, I've got the cancel culture always breathing down my back. I don't care. I don't care. But I do care when it comes to friends like Gina, people I know. You know, I wish we were besties. I love Gina. And like I said, I reached out to her on Twitter. She follows me there on social media. It was so surprised and pleasant to see. I'm a huge supporter of her work, love her, and seen her in other work she's done. And I got to say, though, there is a silver lining to the end of this tale. Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro. We have Gina doing a movie for us. We have Gina doing a movie. I'm sure Ben wouldn't mind. I know Ben personally. Sorry, Ben. We love you. You're a nerd and we love you. So Ben Shapiro is having Gina do a movie. That's right. She is going to write, I believe produce and direct. I think it's all of them. I know she's going to direct her first feature film with Ben Shapiro and his company. So the last laugh is on the cancel culture haters, the mob of Karens who cannot stand to see an actual, strong, powerful female character display her strong, powerful female character. So, read between the lines. How do you do that? Read between the lines, Disney Plus, because you lost an incredible, strong powerhouse, and all her fans are going to go with her. I don't have Disney Plus. I was about to get it, possibly, to see The Mandalorian, because I'm like, you know what? It's going to be 2 seasons in. I like to wait till the show has a couple seasons so I can binge it. Not now. You don't get my views. I will not support totalitarian, fascist organizations like that. I mean, Disney Plus is acting as a fascist totalitarian organization, firing a woman for her different opinion. That is not hateful. That is not nasty or ugly. But yet the followers of Disney Plus, supposedly whatever, the people who were attacking her are nasty. Good riddance. She shouldn't have done that. She's a racist anyway. She's a Trump supporter. Let it. Just like Rush Limbaugh. God bless him. What a legacy. Rest in peace, Rush Limbaugh. What a powerhouse man. He happened to have mentioned me on his show when I came out for Trump, which is an honor I will never forget. Man has a Medal of Honor, right? The Freedom Medal of Honor from President Trump gave him. The man has a radio show that's lasted forever, 70 years. He was battling believe it was lung cancer. Powerhouse man. So he leaves behind him a wife who survives him. And this man was so common sense and so real. He broke through the bureaucracy and the cancel culture and the hate. We've been canceled more times than I can count. And I can count pretty high for a negress. For a Trump loving, America loving negress. How dare I love America? So even after this man left a legacy, the media could not wait to attack him. And people were like, rest in piss. Disgusting. I don't even want to repeat all the nasty stuff they said. Just disgusting people. But yet we say that's okay. Protect that's their freedom of speech. Oh no, but Gina, you can't tweet about hatred and mention the Holocaust. That makes you a Nazi. And be conservative. Her crime? Creating while conservative. Should that be my next book? Creating While Conservative, a how-to guide. Thank you for listening, everybody. We know Gina's bouncing back with her new film. I can't wait. I'm gunning for a post in that film, by the way. If you can just slam her social media. Joy Tribe. I am asking her. I'm not afraid to ask. I'm an actress as well. To be like, hey, listen, we've been Blacklist Queens together. That's what we're talking about. Can I get in that film? Can a player get a part in the film, sister? Can my sister get a part in the film? Because no matter what happens, I wish her the best. She's incredible. I wanted to bring my audience attention to this cancel culture and just muse about it. Leave a comment below if you're viewing this on YouTube. Leave a comment, subscribe, like, let me know. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Did I piss you off? Do you want to cancel me? Great. Hashtag it. Let's do it. Hashtag a brown bag it. Let's go. Let's go, baby. This has been a special presentation of the Joy Villa Show podcast. My random thoughts. Hope that you enjoyed it. Please check out my new book, Kick-Ass Conservative, How I Escaped Liberal Feminism to Become a Freedom-Loving Trumplican, and how you can too. Available on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, and joyvilla.com. Please pick up your copy of Kick-Ass Conservative. Support me. My new song, Voice Over Violence, is also out on all streaming and download platforms, as well as my other albums, my #1 hit Billboard album, I Make the Static, which you can still get on my website, autographed, joyvilla.com, or stream it on Spotify, Google Music, Play, whatever, what have you, iTunes, Bandcamp, which is really great because you can tip me on there as well. Appreciate your support, Joy Tribe. As always, you have questions, comments, concerns, email me, joy@joyvilla.com, and I'll catch you on the next show. I love you. Stay true and do not let the cancel culture get you down. Just like Gina, we get up twice as strong. Let's make America great again. We can come back twice as strong. Yeah, we can be the voice of every hungry child. Be the sound of every freedom song. Yes, my dear, we can make America great again. Make America great again. Make America great again. Oh, oh, oh.